Hello, class. How are you today? I hope you are good and you stay healthy. Today we are going to continue our work. For today's lesson, it is about historical recount. This is the subject that you are going to study if you are the 10th grade of senior high school on the second semester. So before we continue our study, please. Well, class, are you ready? Good. Now we are going to see about historical recount. This is something that you are going to talk about history. This is different from personal recount, but the parts are the same. You have the orientation, you have the events, and you have the reorientation. So now I will start from orientation. What is orientation? It tells you about the text, the background of the text. For example, who was involved, what happened, where it happened, or when it happened. The second paragraph usually will tell you about the events. There might be some paragraphs, but usually there will be one big paragraph. Well, it depends. So I'm going to tell you that you have to be careful in identifying the events that you have had there. There might be 1, 2, 3, or even more. Make sure that you are able to analyze and sum up the events that you have for the recount. And for the last part, that is about reorientation. This is usually about personal comment about the event or what happened in the end. So don't forget, orientation, events, and reorientation. Now, are you ready to see the example? I will show you the picture first. Yes, do you know who he is? He's quite famous because he is one of the heroes that we have in Indonesia. Can you guess what his name is? Very good. He is Pangeran Diponegoro. If you don't know about him, then you can get information, and part of it is Pangeran Diponegoro was born on 11 November 1785 in Yogyakarta and was the eldest son of Sultan Hamengkubuwono III of Yogyakarta. So let's see what happened. From this picture, I'm sure that you can imagine what the historical about. It will tell you about the war of Pangeran Diponegoro. So now let's see the orientation. As I told you just now, you can find out the place, the year, the person, or even here we have the causes. The causes is a sense of betrayal by the Dutch felt by the members of Javanese aristocratic families. And the second one is the succession of the throne in Yogyakarta was disputed. So that is what we find in the orientation. Now let's see the second one. This one, it needs your careful work to identify how many events. Let's start from the beginning. The first one is the troops of Prince Diponegoro were successful. The second event, you see there is a word furthermore here. So Javanese population supported the war of Pangeran Diponegoro. And the third one, however, the colonial army was able to fill its ranks with troops from Sulawesi. And following is Prince Diponegoro's kept on doing fierce guerrilla war. Finally, it ended in 1830 because Pangeran Diponegoro was tricked into entering the Dutch custody near Magelang. And finally, he died in 1855. You can see this. So let's see the last one, the reorientation. Here it tells you about the opinion, personal opinion, and you can see that this reorientation has sound respect for Pangeran Diponegoro. So think about the historical recount that you want to write, because next meeting we are going to discuss about some elements to compose your recount essay. Thank you and see you again another time.